That's to me. That's number one. I don't. Yes, I want to understand what you have done in the past, but I also want to see how much effort you have made before talking to me and the company, my colleagues. Our company does is help financial advisors with not managing 401k accounts, but potentially trying to win new business. We're not going to go and build some big technology module or some new feature without really understanding what the ROI of it will be potentially. They may purchase in the future, or what we're seeing in the industry is maybe they have a different provider, but then they know of a friend or a colleague that potentially use our services, and then they do a referral back to us.
Hi, all. Good morning. So today I have Hasim with us, who is a well-versed senior level technology executive who has experience running lots of technology companies. He has helped companies grow from small startups to bigger companies and is now working with a company that is growing at a fast pace. Let's welcome Hasim on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where he will tell us about what he has learned along the way and how we can implement his learnings. Hi, Hasim. How are
Great.
you doing?
I'm good. Good. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, Hasim, can you tell us about where you work and what your role is within the company?
Sure. Work at a company called PlanPro Solutions. We're a technology company focused in the fintech space. I am co-founder and CTO.
Okay, and what gave you the idea as in like to become a part of the company? Was it with did you start it with a friend? Was it someone through a reference? How did the company come into existence?
Sure, sure. The founder, Michael Magnan, and I worked at a company called Investment. We met about 10 years ago. I was helping running technology there. He was more on the new product innovation side. Um, Once I left there, and he came up with this idea, and he reached back out to me and said, "Hey, look, I have an idea." He's more of a data scientist, so he's like, "I have a lot of data. How do we now get that data out to the masses?" So me and him partnered up about 5 years ago. He more full time. I was kind of doing it on the side, nighttime and weekends, until this past year. And the decision was for me to come on full time and just making this my focus.
Okay, and what caused you to come on as full time? Just curious.
Interesting. It was I was seeing again. I was part of the growth. I was seeing the team grow, and I just kind of felt like I was being left out. So, which I wasn't, but just a feeling. So I decided to move on full time, and trying to build a company kind of on the side as a side hustle is difficult. Me kind of juggling family, my full time job, this. It came about fourth quarter last year. I was like, hey, what do I really want to do? And at the end of the day, what's going to make me happy, my family happy? So this is where I'm at.
Okay, and you started this company with the actual CEO and everything. I'd like to understand how is it like growing a company from start? Just because you were one of the first few members of the company, now your company is growing. So how has the process been like for you?
Sure. I mean, again, we're still having fun, but early on, it was like, hey, we think we have a good idea. And how I operate, I don't want to spend a lot of time and technology to validate the idea. So we built our MVP. Michael really started going out to clients and prospects and say, "Hey, look, we have built this. This is valuable. Oh yeah, this is valuable. Maybe you should add this. Maybe we should do this." So early on, it was just in that building mode and just trying to get validation. Honestly, it wasn't scary, but like we didn't know what was going to happen. And as gone on, um, the confidence has built. So we're very very confident. Like, hey, if we build this, and also we're bootstrapped, so we understand. We're not going to go and just build some big technology module or some new feature without really understanding what the ROI of will be potentially.
Okay. And your company mostly revolves on 401k. There are a lot of companies that specifically focus on that. So, what makes PlanPro specifically stand out amongst other companies in the same industry?
Sure, sure. There's a lot of companies out there that do focus on 401k, but more for the individual, the retiree. What our company does is help financial advisors with not managing 401k accounts, but potentially trying to win new business. So, as a financial advisor, let's say there's a company, there's a big company down the street that I want to help with their 401k as a financial advisor. Our platform gives them the intel, the analysis to help at the end of the day score that meeting to potentially get hired to win that business.
Okay. And how do you come across these potential clients for your company? Just curious.
Do a lot of outreach. Do a lot of. We look at the industry list and we determine, hey, we think that you will be very, very. You'll find our platform very valuable. So as of right now, we do a lot of LinkedIn outreach. We do a lot of phone calls and some email campaigns.
Okay, and just as in like because there's so much cold calling, so much cold
Hmm.
emailing going on and everything. I think a lot of people are like, "Don't spam me" and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So how do you make sure that you come up with such creative messaging that is more likely to get you a response for a company that's specifically growing fast?
Sure, sure. Like 401k financial advisors use our platform to be very hyper focused. We do that as well. So we don't just blast out an email and say, "Hey, sign up for our platform. It's awesome." We do a lot of research. Once we get a name of a potential prospect, do a lot of research, and when we do reach out to them, it's not going to be, "Hey, can you buy our platform?" It's like, "Hey, we noticed that you did this." So be very, very hyper focused with them and try to, at the end of the day, it's about building that relationship. It's not like our goal, yes, is to win that client, but besides that, it's just to build that relationship. If they can't purchase today, they may purchase in the future. Or what we're seeing in the industry is maybe they have a different provider, but then they know of a friend or a colleague that could potentially use our services, and then they do a referral back to us.
Okay, that makes sense. I think at the end of the day, even if you don't gain a client, you will build a relationship that might not be right now, but could turn
Correct.
into something
That's
later.
all. I mean, in this space, I mean, as human beings, we're all about relationships. So if it's not
Exactly.
immediate, we still want to build that relationship out.
No, no, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. So, two more questions. My next question would be, what is one thing, according to you, because you've been an entrepreneur and everything, what is one thing that a job seeker should do, and one thing that a job seeker should avoid to increase their chances of getting a job,
Sure,
according to you?
sure, sure. I think, I mean, as a job seeker, if you're interested in a company, if you're interested in working wherever, like, there's so much information right now: Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. So if you do um, score that interview, if you do have that first initial chat, don't come into it blind. When I did a lot of hiring, I want my candidates to do a lot of homework before talking to me the first time. To me, that's number one. I don't. Yes, I want to understand what you have done in the past, but I also want to see how much effort you have made before talking to me and the company, my colleagues. One thing you probably shouldn't do in this whole process is, especially me again, I hire technology folks. When you get on the phone with me, whether it be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, don't ask about PTO. Don't ask about how much vacation days I get. Don't ask how much what the benefits. You need to really focus that time on the technology, the product, and how, at the end of the day, how can you be of value to me and my team versus how many off days you want. That could come later
That's true.
with talking to HR. So just be very, very cognizant of who you're talking to in the process.
No, no, I completely agree. I think the first call is always about relationship building, you understanding whether the company would be a good fit for you, and the
Correct.
company understanding whether you'd be a good fit that
Yeah.
for them. Just because PTO and everything, that's always going to come up. It's not like you will go in blind
Exactly.
sighted and not know whether you will get PTO at the end of the day. So
Exactly.
thank you for sharing that, Haysam. Last question, Haysam, is your company hiring? What kind of positions are open? So if people are applying, they know what to seek for.
So currently, right now, we just filled a position of a customer success manager. I
Hmm.
would say in the next, I would say from now to the end of the year, we're probably going to start looking for a BDR, business development representative, potentially another CSM, and
Okay.
another account manager potentially.
Okay, perfect. So if you're looking for these roles, you can always reach out. I can definitely make an introduction to Haysam. But other than that, Haysam, our time is up. It was an absolute pleasure learning about
Okay.
you, your wonderful company, and that the advice that you had for job seekers. I'm pretty sure it would be very useful for people who are seeking jobs in the
Great.
market today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.